This is the first public run of the Lincoln-built Liberty V12 engine in the Seattle World Cruiser project, an engine vintage 1917, reborn. Technicians begin by priming the lubrication system, ensuring oil pressure climbs steadily. Fuel lines are bled to remove air, and ignition timing is set precisely. At the button press, the starter motor engages. The V12 coughs, shudders, and then roars to life at idle. Oil pressure jumps, valves lift in smooth rhythm, and pistons cycle with crisp authority. The scent of burnt oil and metal fills the air, a visceral reminder of old engineering coming back to life. Observers can hear lifters tapping, the mechanical symphony brought into sharp focus by external microphones. The engine is slowly brought up to 1,200 RPM, then gradually to 1,800 RPM. Fuel mixture and timing adjustments occur in real time, with mechanics listening to each change in tone. Cooling gauged and steady. After 10 minutes of sustained run, metrics show stable oil temperature, consistent vacuum, and clean throttle response. Technicians note any pulsation or anomaly. It's not just noise, it's data. This run confirms that the engine is ready for taxi tests and eventual flight trials. It's history in motion. Breathe easy. She's alive. Moving a 1286-ton load isn't just heavy work, it's high-stakes logistics. This side-by-side axle giant, known locally as the quote-quote 544 Chaka Gotti, rolls forward with disciplined force. The multi-axle configuration distributes the extreme weight evenly, protecting the road and machinery. As it approaches a narrow, low bridge spanning a river, tension rises. Spotters stand at each corner, eyes locked on wheel alignment. Each tire presses down on aging steel panels, flexing slightly under pressure. The water below flows calm, unaware of the 500-ton crawler creeping overhead. The wheels rolled slowly toward the joint between two bridge spans, the point marked as the weakest. The team instinctively spread out, keeping a safe distance, yet no one took their eyes off the underside of the truck. A young engineer knelt down, eyes fixed on the pressure gauge, heart pounding with every number that ticked upward. Over the radio, the commander's voice came through steadily, offering reassurance and issuing precise instructions. The tension in the air was like a taut string. Time seemed to stretch endlessly over those few meters, as no one could be certain whether the next groan from the bridge would be a warning or the end. Progress is slow and deliberate. The driver, assisted by radio calls, adjusts wheel angles with micro-corrections. Mid-span, the bridge groans, but holds. Once the final axle clears, the team exhales. One risky step complete. A massive multi-axle vehicle is ferried across the river, not on a bridge, but on a barge. The barge reaches the shore, and two powerful trucks are waiting at the front. They begin towing the giant machine onto the road, inch by inch. It rumbles forward, rolling on dozens of wheels, each turn demanding brute strength. It's not every day you see something this big moving with such precision. This isn't just transport. It's a slow-motion battle between engineering and terrain. Stretching 65 meters, this overdimensional cargo is hauled by an SPMT with 30 axle lines, crawling through tight roads and urban traffic. Each axle adapts independently to uneven ground, distributing weight and maintaining balance. It's slow, massive, and mesmerizing. engineering precision unfolding right in front of everyone's eyes. A historic home on the move, literally. In Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, this 19th century brick and log house sat just too close to the road. So it's being relocated 300 feet back onto the property, preserved and repositioned with care. Before the move begins, the house's foundation is reinforced with heavy steel I-beams inserted beneath the structure. Crews carefully excavate under the existing foundation, creating clearance for the beams without disturbing the integrity of the brick and log construction. These beams form a rigid support frame that distributes the weight evenly across lifting points. Hydraulic jacks are then installed beneath the beams, ready to raise the entire house in unison. It's a delicate balance. Too much pressure, and the structure could crack. Too little, and the frame could shift unevenly. This precise preparation ensures that the historic house remains stable and intact throughout the relocation. Once all is set, a synchronized hydraulic jack system lifts the entire house off its original footing in one smooth motion. With the structure elevated, temporary cribbing towers, stacked wood supports, are placed beneath the beams to stabilize the load. These act like legs, holding the structure steady while the crew prepares the hydraulic self-propelled dollies underneath. The move itself requires thorough planning. Every inch of ground is surveyed for slope, obstacles, and soil integrity. Even overhead wires may need to be lifted or temporarily removed to clear the way. The house is carefully lowered onto the multi-axle dolly platform, which evenly distributes the 100-ton weight across numerous wheels. Once secured, the move begins. It's more than a move, it's a second chance. A new life for a piece of the past. You're watching a Victorian-era farmhouse take its final ride through Newmanstown, PA. This 235-ton timber frame home, complete with a 4-story tower, was saved from demolition and rolled hundreds of yards on Buckingham's power dolly system. Crews reinforced it with steel beams and oak cribbing before replacing the supports with hydraulic dollies, each lifting up to 45 tons. The Smart Steer computer guided it over a narrow bridge and sharp curves, while steel plates protected the road. The structure moved slowly but steadily, turning a potential loss into a small-town spectacle. A massive wind turbine tower segment rolls through the Balkans, escorted by specialized heavy-haul trucks, navigating tight bends and rural roads. This oversized load requires expert coordination. You can almost feel the tension as every curve tests the crew's precision. Imagine this. A heavy-duty industrial transformer is making its journey through Thessaloniki's port, and you're getting a front-row seat. This is Krustalella's special transport in action. Precision meets muscle. First, the trailer configuration is carefully assembled at the dock. Modular multi-axle Goldhofer trailers are coupled, each axle hydraulically adjusted to distribute weight evenly. Crew members attach mooring straps and check overrun braking systems. A crane then positions the transformer onto the load bed, while spotters guide every millimeter. Next, the convoy begins its slow crawl along port lanes. The steering unit synchronizes axle articulation, ensuring tight turns near shipping containers. Drivers communicate via headsets. Tension is visible in every cautious turn. A hydraulic monitoring team watches for pressure fluctuations, keeping the entire system balanced. As the load exits the port, the team transitions to open highway mode. Axles are reconfigured for travel, suspension stiffened, and warning flags hoisted. Lights flash, escort vehicles lead the way. This isn't just transport, it's choreography. Cranes, trailers, technicians, all moving in sync, bearing industrial giants. And when the load departs the port, you realize these aren't just machines, they're moving the backbone of industry. As the convoy left the port, Thessaloniki's wide streets stretched ahead, challenging the crew's precision. Every turn and narrow spot was carefully monitored through cameras and sensors on the trailers. The team coordinated via radio, adjusting speed and steering to avoid obstacles like streetlights and power lines. Streetlights glinted off the transformer's steel as technicians watched for the slightest vibration. This perfect blend of skill and technology made a daunting move look effortless, highlighting the strength and finesse of Krustalela's special transport. Imagine this, a legendary Tupolev Tu-154, once the state plane of Czechoslovakia, is making its final journey from Prague-Kabeli to the Kunovitz Aviation Museum. Universal Transport orchestrates every step of this massive 40-meter-long fuselage relocation. Prepping took a year. Engineers planned lifting points, contracted crane specialists, and mapped the three-leg route spanning nearly 400 kilometers. On day one, the wings, engines, and tail were carefully detached and carried separately. Meanwhile, the 25-ton fuselage was hoisted onto a hydraulic 40-meter trailer at the military airfield. Steel beams and security harnesses protected the structure during the move. Once loaded, the convoy rolled out under spotter guidance and police escort. Each segment of the route required temporary removal of road signs and overhead wires, tiny tasks with huge logistical impact. Over 36 hours and 2 nights, the fuselage traversed villages, bypassed tight corners, and rolled along highways until it reached its new home. It wasn't just transport, it was a tribute. A silent last flight on wheels. Facing its final destination, this aircraft reminded crowds of its storied past. Presidents Havel and Klaus, Olympic champions, and decades of Czech aviation history. From rugged terrain to remote borders, Ibracom delivers heavy transport with engineered precision across Central Asia. Watch closely. This is no ordinary cargo run. It's precision execution across Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Iraq, Tajikistan, Turkey, and Azerbaijan. First, their in-house engineering team analyzes each project from day one. Lifting points, load moments, and structural risks are modeled with advanced software. Next, tailor-made solutions are developed. Cranes and rigs are selected to fit exact specifications. Sea freight is coordinated for overseas segments, while road freight teams prep permits, escort vehicles, and route risk assessments. On-site, safety is paramount. HSE protocols govern every lift, hold down, and maneuver. Teams rehearse critical operations before execution, ensuring zero surprises. And no matter how remote the delivery point, real-time tracking keeps clients updated from start to finish. Then comes the lift. Enormous modules or containers are hoisted by synchronized cranes, checked by spotters, and guided inch by inch into position. When completed, the turnkey project is handed over on time, intact, and ready for commissioning. This isn't just moving heavy stuff. It's delivering engineered confidence across borders. The scale, coordination, and safety are awe-inspiring. Regardless of harsh weather or difficult terrain, Ibracom stays flexible and responsive. Their skilled teams handle unexpected changes and special customer needs. Using GPS and remote monitoring, they precisely track movements and optimize schedules to save time and costs. Ibracom doesn't just transport goods. They build trust and lasting international partnerships.